Hello and welcome to another identity management video. Today we're going to continue looking at MIM Test. In the previous video we saw how it worked and saw it running and testing the solution to make sure it's working as expected. Today we're going to look at how to configure the systems that MIM Test can use, set up the fixtures, assertions and the test suites. So I've got Identity Panel open. We're going to go to the Settings tab and we're going to select Providers. So we've got the two providers at the moment. We've got the OCG Dev, which is the provider for the sync engine and the portal, so it's just saying where it's installed, the database is running on it, that sort of information. We've also got the Demo 1 test project, which is what I used for the previous video. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the new one. We're going to select the new MIM Test and click the new button, and we're going to call it Demo 2. And this is where we list the systems that are going to be used, that we're going to use. So the first one we're going to select is AD, and we're going to click the new button, and it's going to be the ocgdev.com /. It's important to remember this /. If you miss it off, it will throw an error when it's reading the schema, and we'll call this OCGDev Demo 2. So that's telling it where the LDAP instance is. Now we just need to pass in some credentials for it to log into the server with. And one of the nice things about the MIM Test is you can put the DN route in, and it just saves you having to re-enter it when you're doing your assertions or your fixtures. So we'll just pop this in. And that's our LDAP system configured and ready for use. And we'll also add a SQL one because that's where our HR system is. So we'll click New, and we'll call it SQL HR Demo 2. And we just need to update the connection string. And I've got that saved over here. So I'll pop that in. We've got the server name here and the database name here. It is a Microsoft SQL server, and it's the employees table we want, and the key field is the employee ID. So that's all we need to do to create the systems. So we can now hit the save button, and that will now save the provider with the systems we've configured. Now the reason why we configure these systems is to give us the sort of IntelliSense, give it so it knows what attributes we can select when we're creating fixtures or when we're creating assertions. But we need to just do one more step before MIM Test is aware of them. So we'll open a command prompt and we'll run panel tool. And we'll notice that under MIM Test we've got schema scan. I've got Demo 1, Demo 2, so we're going to tell it to do Demo 2. And what it's doing now is it's reading the schema for AD, and it's reading the schema for SQL, and it's saving it into the system for us. So now that we've done that, we can start creating our fixtures and assertions. So we go to the Test and Recovery page, and we'll select Fixtures, and we just need to change from Demo 2 to Demo 1. From Demo 1 to Demo 2. So what is a fixture? Well, the fixture is what we create in the source that will cause something to happen. So it causes an action to occur in our solution, which we then want to create an assertion to test that. So in this instance, our fixtures are going to be a SQL fixture, and it's an add. But you can see there we can delete, we can update, and there's lots of different types of fixtures we've got. But in this case, we just want to add a new record to the SQL table. So we'll call it new user, and it's the SQL HR demo system. The key value is the employee ID, so we'll just enter a random number here, and let's add some fields. So we don't need to worry about the employee ID, so we'll just go straight to the first name. And we'll add the last name. We'll add a start date of today. We'll get the end date. And we'll add a department called IT. So that's how quickly and easily we can create a fixture for the HR user. Now once we've got the, for IT, now once we've got this user in here, we can very easily click a duplicate button to create another user. So we'll change the employee ID, we'll update the name, and we'll change the department to HR. Now if you can imagine, if you have lots of attributes, this is going to save you a fair bit of time. Before we change page, we've got two fixtures now with the same name, so we just need to change the original one just so we know that we've got two different fixtures. So now we've created our fixtures, we need to create our assertions, and like I said earlier, the assertions are what we use to test that the outcome that we expected has occurred. So in this case, it's an AD assertion that we want to run, and we want to test that the new user's been created. So new IT user created. We select the OCG dev demo environment, and then we pop in the BN, and we can now add the attributes that we want to search for. So we could search for SAM account name, we could search for given name, and we could search for surname. And that's one of the nice things about these having all the attributes here, is that if there are a lot, which there are for the AD one, you can just type in the first few letters and it will quickly find the attribute you want. So we'll click save for that one. And again, like the fixture, once you've got one fixture created, it's really quick and easy to duplicate it. You just hit the duplicate button. We'll change the name of it. We need to change it to our HR user, and change the SAM account name, change the given name, and change the served name. And now we can save that, and that's our two assertions for those new users in the HR system. So how do we put this all together? Well, we click the Suites button, click New. We're going to call this the HR New User Suite. Put some notes, and now we can start creating the tests. So the test is going to be IT user creation, and the first action that we want to take is the SQL fixture. And we want to use an existing fixture, so we'll click New, and we've got our IT user here. What we need to do now is we now need to run the sync engine to sort of process the new starter. So we'll select the schedule, and we'll click the run full sync one. So we'll import it from HR, we'll sync it into the metaverse, we'll put it into the portal, and then we'll export it to AD. And then we want to run our assertion to confirm that everything is working as expected. And that's how we create our test. And again, the great thing is we've got the duplicate button. So for our HR one, we just hit the duplicate button, rename the test, change the fixture, change the assertion, hit the save button, click OK. And that's our suite created to test the user creation. Now, I'll quickly switch back to the one from the previous video, but we've got a backup and restore test here where it backs up the sync engine database, the HR database. We've got our user creation where it will create a user, it will update a user using the update fixture, and we've got a deletion one as well where it deletes a user. So there's lots of different options you can have. So we'll save this, and that completes our video on how we create the test and the solution. If we wanted to run them now, they appear here. So we can now run that HR new user suite. But since I showed that in the previous video, if you want to see how it all runs and works, I'll include a link to that video there. But hopefully you found this video useful. Hopefully it's shown you how quick and easy it is to configure MIM Test to start running those tests. And as soon as you start getting data into the system, duplicating those tests and tweaking them to do the updates or deletions, it's really quick and easy. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Any questions or queries, leave them in the comment section below. Until next time, goodbye and thank you for watching.